Some say the world will end in fire. The words of renowned American poet Robert Frost, unbelievable for visitors and residents in southern Europe. Mountains of smoke signal the scale of the threat. In Italy, wildfires have swept across the island of Sicily, forcing Palermo airport to shut down. In Greece, the holiday islands of Rhodes, Corfu and Crete have been battling fires for more than 2 weeks, with homes and businesses destroyed.
We don't know from where we start. Now we don't have money to do something to rebuild the restaurant. We spend a lot of money this winter to change everything in machine and to rebuild the restaurant. And 3 months now we finished and everything is burned.
More than 19,000 people, many of them tourists, were forced to leave the resort island of Rhodes in the country's largest evacuation ever. And for residents whose livelihoods depend on the island, the future looks bleak.
I don't care about the money, my life, because here was my life. I live here with them. And now we have nothing.
The main income on this island is tourism. If we now have cancellations and people they don't want to visit because they're scared, it's going to be a disaster for this island.
These wildfires threaten one of Europe's biggest source of income. In 2022, the travel and tourism industry contributed $2.1 trillion to the regional economy. The fires are also increasing costs in other areas needing restoration, including infrastructure, schools, and reforestation. Between 2013 and 2020, Italy spent almost $52 million on the restoration of forests. Last year, over 505 square kilometers were lost to fires, with an estimated cost of $574 million. And the number of wildfires climbed to 3 times higher than average. Last year, 47 fires burnt through more than 220 square kilometers of land in Greece, costing the nation more than $250 million in restorations. This year, the financial cost could be even higher, as an average of 50 new wildfires are emerging daily. The heat is breaking records in Europe this summer, and as temperatures rise, so does the cost of fire recovery. Emre Boz, TRT World.
For more on this now, we are joined by Alessandra Priante. She's the Director of Europe at the UN World Tourism Organization. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you. It's a pleasure being here.
So, Alessandra, we've just seen truly disturbing images of roads, wildfires and evacuation. How can we better prepare for this kind of extreme events? But also in this case, do you think that the Greek authorities could have done more?
Absolutely. On the contrary, I think the Greek authorities have shown a high level of readiness in the response. The wildfires with this heat have hit immediately, and they were very, very dangerous. In general, it's not only happening in Greece, unfortunately, it's happening in other parts of the Mediterranean region, thanks to this very, very strong heat wave. And obviously, when these wildfires erupt, it's majorly caused by men. So let's please be aware that these wildfires don't just erupt because it's hot. There is actually someone or more than one people that either accidentally or not accidentally starts the fire. Obviously, in a country like Greece or in an island like Rhodes, with full of vegetation, the propagation rate is very, very high, so it becomes immediately a disaster.
Do you think that these places, Greece and Italy and Spain, are really at risk of losing appeal in the coming years? And do some other countries stand to benefit instead?
Look, Ludovica, I think I always repeat that tourism is a very resilient industry. Therefore, it reacts with a lot of positive elasticity to the movements. You've seen what happened in COVID. It went from, over tourism to zero, and then now we're back to almost the same levels of 2019.
That's right.
So it is an industry that is very dynamic and flexible. I would not join the voices of those who are calling for the end of tourism in southern Mediterranean Europe in the summer. I don't think this is ever going to change, and Europe will still remain the #1 destination in the world. What is probably going to change, and what I would say from the UNWTO's point of view has to change, is the approach to programming. And therefore, because of this, maybe to seriously consider sustainable practices being implemented, greater attention to the climate impact of tourism, and better choices strategically, also in the dissemination of tourists throughout the year.